sweep. I got Dallas 11-6.
He kept the, I know they would say, oh, well, he kept the tag applied. He could have kept the tag applied and not straddled homeboy. You know what I mean? He could have moved his leg. So.
Oh, it was fine. It's just.
I'm just saying.
Ramirez
I
just
mean,
had a little.
that wasn't necessary.
Nothing wrong.
It didn't need to get to that extreme. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong.
Bills in a last-second field goal or a last-second touchdown by Aaron Rodgers to take the division.
He's kicking field goals too. I want to bet.
Right?
I want.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another LTS show. I'm your host, Bodkins. We've now nailed that intro not once, but twice the last two episodes, baby. We're getting better and better. Welcome, as we got already a game on this morning. Chiefs and the Finns, the fraudulent Dolphins. Chiefs up 7-0 in the first quarter. We got a couple of the guys coming on. Hopefully we'll get you guys squared away with any fantasy questions you guys have, anything like that. Just hit them in the chat. But yeah, we got a full slate of days. We kind of talked about it on Thursday. We got the great appetizer this morning. Chiefs, Dolphins, a bunch of shit. Just absolute. The main course is dog shit. You do got Cowboys, Eagles at the 4 o'clock slate or 5 o'clock slate, whatever, or 3 o'clock slate, 4 o'clock slate, whatever time zone you're in. And then tonight's Sunday night game is going to be pretty good. Bills, Bengals, some good, delicious dessert. But for the most part, a bunch of just dog shit in between this game and that game. But it is what it is. Looks like we are going to get, Deshaun Watson playing today. Torrey Taylor for Heisman, I can't say. I actually watched that. Andy, there was probably the Cubs scored more runs in 2 games this year than the Iowa Northwestern game that happened yesterday. So, Alan, we'll get to your question in just a second. Andy, I don't think we will. I don't know. The Rams, we probably won't score in the first half. So we haven't done it all damn year. But let's go ahead and bring in some of the guys here. We got the guy who is watching his fraudulent Dolphins lose right now to the Chiefs, Mr. Yankee Finn himself, Johnny Cruz.
What's going on, bro? What a wake up on Sunday morning already. Teams already getting called a fraud and stuff. Now, Kansas City came ready to play, man.
Walked down, right down, smacked you right in the mouth and said, welcome to Germany.
Right down the field and scored a touchdown like nothing. Defensively, they're playing well, too. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's a long game. I'm not stressing it. I expect them to make some adjustments and show, you know what I'm saying, show a good game. I don't expect them to get blown out or nothing. So I'm not worried about it, bro.
Well, okay. Hey, well, if they get blown out, you're definitely 1,001% fraud.
Yeah, if they get blown out, you know what I'm saying, that's a really bad look. But I don't expect that to happen. But yeah, I mean, you can't say, you know what I'm saying, Dolphin fans, you can't complain and shit. People call you frauds if your team gets, loses by 2 touchdowns to the only 3 teams that, that are competitive on their schedule. So yeah, I mean, they're handling their business as far as, you can only play who's in front of you, but at some point you got to step up and win one of these games. So hopefully it,
when you're playing playoff teams and you're a playoff, want to be a playoff team, a Super Bowl contender, and you're losing to all the other contenders at that point in time, you know what I mean? Like, you are who you are. You are who you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
right. Yeah, you're not going to be able to escape that narrative if you can't, if you can't perform on the biggest stages. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big game. Like I said, there's still a lot of time left. I'm not stressing it. You know what I'm saying? I expect them to be competitive, but it's going to be interesting to see. But as far as the rest of the games today, we like you said, we talked about it on Thursday. I'm surprised that, you know what I'm saying, there's so many kind of blood games throughout the day. You mentioned it on Thursday. We got like 6 quarterbacks that we never even heard of that are starting today. But no, I'm looking forward to that 4 o'clock game with Cowboys and Eagles. And then, of course, the Sunday night game, Buffalo in Cincinnati, should be a good game. So we got three really good ones surrounded by a bunch of other shit happening.
We'll go ahead and bring in our the one and only Hall of Famer. He's missed the last few shows. He's back. Give it up for Scott Cobe.
Johnny, we're not here for Jaron Hall against Tail Heineke today.
He's already talking. There you go.
We have no interest in Jaron Hall against Taylor Heineke today.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, some of these quarterbacks, Scott, that are going to be playing today. We talked about it on Thursday. I know you went back and watched the show. I said, who the fuck are these guys? I never even heard some of these guys.
Agreed. And the Giants the Giants are in such bad shape. They got to rush Daniel Jones back off the hospital bed.
Yeah. We got some comments coming in. Alan wants to know, is it smart to take a chance on Deshaun Watson today against Arizona?
No.
Probably.
Why not?
You don't think so? Why not?
I mean, why not?
Well, Deshaun Watson started against Indy and started off bad before he got his so-called injury.
Yeah. One sack, he might be done. And
because I think what Cleveland's going to do today is get a big lead and then sit on the ball for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And Deshaun's not going to throw more than 20 times today. Arizona's starting Clayton too. Come on.
It depends on who's the other quarterback option you have, Alan. Like, so
I unfortunately would even start Taylor Heineke over Deshaun today.
Yeah. Heineke, we saw him at least halfway. He's slinging it. Andy says, need Tua to do well for my fantasy teams, and I'm also starting former Dolphin Mike Gesicki with Mac Jones. Am I crazy?
Mike Gesicki, yes. I'm up here doing a full well. They don't have any.
I would say Hunter Henry. No Bourne. Eve obviously tore his ACL. He was the only bright spot in that New England offense, it felt like. And now they're so Alan says Taylor Heineke says, I would probably start Heineke over Watson.
I would too. I would too.
I ain't gonna front. I swore when he asked the question, it was like he was asking seriously, like if the Cleveland Browns should be playing Deshaun. Well, I didn't even think about fantasy, bro. I ain't gonna front. I'm half here, bro, because I'm half watching the game. But no, I would go with Taylor Heineke.
Here's the honest opinion: Deshaun Watson should not take another snap this year in the NFL.
I don't think he wants to take another snap in the NFL.
Wait.
Why?
Why shouldn't he? Yeah.
Why? Because first of all, he's disinterested in playing. Okay, he doesn't want to play for the Cleveland Browns. He can say all the right things. He just doesn't want to play. That's number one. Number two, when he does play, he's very ineffective. Very ineffective. How many good games has he had this year?
Well, I mean, the only way you can knock that rust off and get better is by playing. I mean, if he don't want to play, that's a whole
I don't think he does want to play.
That's a whole other issue that Cleveland's going to have to deal with.
Yeah, they don't have to deal with it because remember when he got injured against Indy? He was standing down by the 30-yard line in back of the yard markers while the rest of the team was up on the bench. He had no interest in being involved with any of them. So,
that's a bad look. The first time he got hurt, remember when I don't remember who it was against. The first game he was supposed to miss, he was cleared by the doctors and he said, "No, I'm not playing. I'm hurt." You hurt or my basketball coaches say you hurt or you injured. If you're hurt, you can keep going. If you're injured, you need to sit down. Decide which one you are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The crazy thing is that what was it, 250 guaranteed or 230, some shit like that, guaranteed.
He knows
he's gonna make his money regardless. All he has to do is show up. So
you don't even got to show up, Johnny. He could probably.
They could probably fine him and do all types of shit. It ain't gonna even it out, but. You say all he has to do is show up in my back, or you say this hurts or whatever, and not play and get paid.
And the thing with him today is he could go out and play the first series and come back to the bench and say, "Oh, I can't go. My shoulder is killing me. I can't play," and he's out for the rest of the game.
He has no designation today, so we'll see. See what happens today. You know what I mean? Like he has no designation. He's not saying he's like there's no like, hey, he's hurt or this and that. Like it's supposed to be full go, but we'll see one time he gets tackled. I do question his ability to. Does he want to play? You know what I mean? And I think you can ask that question just reading his body parts, language.
Two teams. I got Deshaun and Dak on one team. I'm going with Dak. I got Deshaun and Baker on another team. I'm going with Baker. I'm not going with Deshaun. I can't confidently put him in a lineup and say he's going to get 25 points today. I can't do it. So
that's crazy to think too, man. Like I said, besides the money, he's got players around him and stuff. The defense has been playing well. I don't know what other situation he wants. You know, said they have chance to win games. If he don't want to play, he's disinterested. Again, that's Cleveland's problem. Not for nothing. Sorry, Bobby G. But you're saying after all the talk and rumors of him coming to Miami, I'm glad that shit didn't happen. Because that's just a headache that I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro.
Had they beat Seattle with PJ Walker last week, I think PJ Walker starts today.
They're starting Deshaun. Deshaun's starting.
Yeah, Deshaun's starting. But had they won last week, I think we would have said, Deshaun, take another week, get fully healthy. We're going to go with PJ Walker. So,
yeah. Let me ask you guys this. Go ahead, Johnny.
Well, I was just going to say, and then with Pittsburgh playing the way they're playing, again, they're not playing great, but they find ways to win games. That division is super competitive now. You know what I'm saying? So they can't afford to start, continue dropping games. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the stretch here, man.
I know this is we're NFL right now, but I want to talk about yesterday's USC game. And not so much the game, just Caleb Williams. So after the game, he's seen crying into the stands with his parents. Man, and social. You get onto Twitter or whatever the hell you want to call it, X. It's like half people praise him. Hey, this kid really loves ball. That's why he's crying. You should be honored. Like he's going to make a franchise, happy. The other half is full on. He's a fucking pussy. I'd never draft him. He's a crybaby. Why don't you get better? Stop being, stop being a bitch. Pretty much is the best words to say it. I mean, that is where we're at. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of in, but I kind of see both sides. Like, right? Like, I don't really know, but like. I look at it as like my son, like if it was my son, you know what I mean? And he was crying like he's only in 8th grade, but it was like dang near had tears in his eyes the last 8th grade basketball game after the game, right? Like he understood like this is because I told him this is the last time this team will ever play together before this game. Right. Like next year's totally different. So he was upset. And like he had kind of almost tears in his eyes. Like I didn't call him a pussy. I said, son, like you just got to like get better. Like we got to do better. Like, like it's okay to be upset. But I also understand, you know what I mean? The other end of the angle, like, is that somebody you want being your franchise quarterback at the same time? And it's just like, everybody's going to tear this kid down no matter what he does, because the media has hyped this kid up. And that's what they love to do. Hype somebody up just to tear him back down. So I just kind of want to get, what's your guys' Scott, what's your opinion there on on what side of the fence you're on, or maybe you're kind of in between like I am. I definitely see both sides. I lean towards like, hey, that's his emotions, man. Like, who are we to tear? Like, we don't know what's going on with this kid. He took it to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in between. He's been getting roasted the last, I'd say 5 or 6 weeks. I mean, just totally roasted since the Notre Dame game. And I've said before that once he plays a really good defense, and NFL defenses are much, much better than the college defenses, he's going to struggle in his first year as a rookie. So here's my question. Is he upset because they're losing and he knows that his number 1 draft status is probably gone and his Heisman chances are probably out the window? Or is he crying because he really cares about the game and cares that his team is losing and is going to end up in a December 23rd nondescript bowl game against Hawaii or whoever it may be? That's what I'm wondering. Is he now feeling I'm losing millions of dollars?
I think he'll still be drafted number 1 or number 2. He's still a top 10 pick if he decides to come out this year.
I think Drake May and him were 1-2. But I also think everybody's been on this Michael Penix is struggling and he's not as good as people think. I'm still on Penix. I still like him a lot. So I don't know if he'll be drafted ahead of Caleb Williams, but teams are going to do their due diligence on this kid once the season is over. If he declares for the draft, because he hasn't declared yet, we all assume he's coming out. But there is a chance that he goes back and plays another year at college and transfers to some other school and gets paid.
He can still play at USC. I mean, he might still want to stay at with Lincoln Riley. Who knows? Right.
Absolutely. So those are all the questions. If he comes out, he's at worst number 2 behind Drake May. But that's a few millions of dollars you're costing yourself. So I don't know
if he's crying about that, that's an issue. If you're crying about worrying about where you're going to get drafted and shit like that, then that's that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? As far as being emotional, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I was 17 or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like one of the last games we lost right before the playoff game, and bro, half the team was fucking crying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand being emotional, especially because that teammate, like you said, that team ain't gonna be together more. A bunch of guys were graduating and stuff, so it was super emotional, whatever. But so I feel, you know what I'm saying? I got him on that. But if he's crying because he's worried about his draft status going down or whatever, that's a different issue upon itself right there, man.
And the other thing you got to realize is if they won last night's game, they'd have been in the driver's seat to play in the Pac-12 championship game. And now with the loss, they're out of it. So I wonder if that was hitting him too, where he thought, hey, we can get to the Pac-12 championship game and I can win that and we can go to a really good bowl game. Now all that's out the window, basically. You're just playing for a bowl game. Right now.
Yeah. You're just playing play in the Outback Bowl or some, Independence Bowl or some, some shit.
You would hope it's that. As far as the whole social media thing, I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way of the world right now. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have those people that are going to support you. Then you're going to have those people that are going to want to gig on you any chance they get, especially when you're in the spotlight like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be people trying to chop you down. So again, like I said, hopefully it was more about the team and, you know what I'm saying, the way he's playing and whatever the season, you know what I'm saying, because I can't believe it's already week 10 in college football or whatever. But yeah, if he's worried about his draft status and shit like that, that's an issue.
Plus he had to know going into the year that the defense just sucked. After the Colorado game, he had to know when Colorado put all those points up in the fourth quarter, hey, our defense sucks. It's up to me to carry it. And if he didn't realize that's a problem too. You got to realize and look at your team as a whole. So,
yeah, no, I agree. Like, what was it? You're right. What was he crying about? I mean, I just seen people say, Coach JB from he's from Last Chance U, Coach Jason Brown, and he was like, I would never even draft that kid, even if he was the last quarterback to be drafted after he saw him crying. I'm like, yo, the last quarterback. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on, man.
Again, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just talking it up, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a camera and a mic in front, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. That's not real shit. That's just, I mean, you don't want to, not so much clickbait, but whatever the terminology would be for that. That's all that shit is, bro. Because you're talking out your ass. If you have an opportunity to draft that kid, you're gonna take him. So stop.
Yeah, he'll still be top 5. It's sad to see. Like, we forget that he's still a kid. You know what I mean? He's still young, 23-year-old, 24-year-old.
Not
kid.
even. What is he like? 19, 20?
No, I think
is he older?
21, 22, maybe.
Okay, I mean,
but either way,
we're still a young man either way.
Yeah,
the right situation for this kid would be to go where somebody is already established as a quarterback and to learn. Because, like I said, the problem is when you run into a good defense, he struggles.
Well, I don't want to.
I mean, but how many top 5 picks go to a good team? How many
New York would be
go to a good team?
Like,
I agree.
It don't happen.
Never.
New York would be like the worst place for him. Like if the Giants or somebody,
Yeah, no, he may not want like a major market like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
he wants to go to a major market, but if I don't want to see him do that just because, you know what I mean? Like if he is emotional, you know what I mean? And it's okay to share our emotions. I think like that's who we have to like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like we get behind like this masculinity problem all the time with in stuff like that. And it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to talk about it or whatever. But, I think if the New York media would just eat this kid alive if they saw him crying after every Giant loss, and so.
The only place I'd like
absolutely,
to see
absolutely would.
Is Chicago. Because they could get the 1 and 2 draft picks, draft him and Marvin Harrison 1-2, and they have DJ Moore if they signed him back in the offseason, like an Austin Eckler or somebody like that.
I mean, I like the Roshan Johnson if they'd ever start giving him the ball.
Agreed. But I don't know if Chicago really wants to win presently instead of waiting 3 years till Caleb Williams grows. Then Marvin Harrison can be a stud receiver right out of the gate.
And with DJ paired with DJ Moore.
And then you sign Eckler to a 2-year, $12 or $13 million contract.
Well, as a Packers fan, I hope that nothing happens. But.
Right. I agree with you. But that in the top 5, that'd be the only place for him to go because I have a feeling the Patriots are going to get a top 5 pick. and he doesn't want to come to New England. They don't have anybody. So he wants to go to a place like Chicago. He wants to go to a place that has an established number one wide receiver, like the Chargers, like, teams like that. So
yeah, but with all these other quarterbacks coming out, you say, is he gonna be able to pull an Eli and say, I want to go to a specific? I don't think he's gonna have that ability.
No, the only guy that I remember that had that ability was Eli Manning, because as soon as he said he wasn't playing for the Chargers, they traded his ass right to New York with Philip Rivers. So
yeah,
he's not at the position where he can say, I'm not coming to Chicago to play for you. I want to go to New York, or I want to go. He probably wants to go to New York. That's probably what he wants. I don't know if it'll happen.
You guys are both thinking Chicago's going to move on from Justin Fields.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? They got the Sweat deal done, which is what they needed to do. You know. So
if you're reading the tea leaves, I don't like it for Fields. I really don't. I think he's going to get traded.
So if you're a New England or a Green Bay that can use a quarterback, are you taking Justin Fields, or are you going to ride with Jordan Love and McCorkle up there?
Sign him up, because here's the deal in New England: no weapons. He can run as much as he wants, and that's what they would do, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to run like Josh Allen, like these other quarterbacks. Absolutely, he would. I would take him in New England in a heartbeat. He's better than Mac Jones 1,000 times over.
Whew. Hey, let's transition back over to I just got this tweet from Bleacher Report. Just tweeted this out, and we keep saying something is missing in this Kansas City offense, and we look at it and it just does at times. Let me read you this. So it says, since Tyreek Hill left, which was 2018-21, so we had 3 seasons of Tyreek Hill, and he's had 2 seasons without Hill now. But with Tyreek, Pat Mahomes' average air yards on touchdown passes were 13. Since 6. Deep attempt rate, 12%. Now 8%. Deep touchdowns, 44. Since Tyreek left, he's had 2.
Damn. I mean, those definitely paint a picture, but at the same time, I mean, nobody's going to doubt Mahomes' ability to play the position. But again, for all the people that were like, oh, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying, as far as not having Tyreek Hill, he's obviously a factor, you know what I'm saying? So defenses have to account for him. So he's a special wide receiver. But again, when you have a special quarterback, they proved it last year. You know what I'm saying? They were able to win a Super Bowl with receivers. And again, if one or two of them develops a little bit, he's the type of quarterback where he can elevate the players around him, and you still got the future Hall of Famer Kelsey there. So I see what you're saying. They have to just switch up their offense as far as not taking so many shots, which is what they've been doing. Yeah, they do a lot of screens and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying, and run the ball, you know what I'm saying, which is what they need to do.
What the hell is that play, Johnny?
So here's my question. Here's a comparison, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't. Is Brady in his prime or Mahomes right now better?
Like right now, they just
Brady or Mahomes?
Brady in his prime, because I'm up here in New England. I remember the god awful receiving cores that Brady had, and he still made it to AFC Championship games and Super Bowls. Which is what
I feel like Brady's prime was for like 20 years, though. I mean, really, you know what I mean? Like
anywhere from 2005.
You got to break it. You got to break it down almost, right? There was like pre-Moss, that Super Bowl run, like those 3 Super Bowls, right? Then post, then the Moss era, then post with the Gronk era, right? Like then they won 3 Super Bowls with Gronk, I think. So
the Kansas City Chiefs are doing exactly what the Patriots did without Moss Welker. Exactly what they had. They have a solid running game. Solid to good running game. Chiefs had Pacheco, Patriots had Dillon, and Maroney and all them, and had no receivers.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what the Patriots did for a lot of those years and winning all those Super Bowl titles. Is they had their running game, they had a really good defense. Their receiving core was bad. He just spread the ball around. Kansas City's doing it the same way right now.
I would say this. I think Mahomes is definitely 1,000 times more athletic. You know what I mean? Just more athleticism better than Brady.
No doubt.
Brady might be a little smarter, and maybe because he had to be smarter because he wasn't as athletic. Couldn't do things that Mahomes can do, things that just normal people can't fucking do. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The one thing that Belichick did right was build up the defense, and he had all world kickers when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what Carlos is saying here too. Yep. And I mean that's what you need to do when you don't have those wide receivers in that offense like that. Yeah, you got to make sure that the defense is solid, which New England always had a good defense. You know what I'm saying? Even if they were
top 10 defense 5, all the time.
They always had a top 10 defense or something like that. Good special teams always. So if you're playing good defense, you're able to run the ball, because it's not like Tom Brady until he had Moss, he wasn't taking shots down the field all the time. Everything was taking, that's why Wes Welker and guys like that in the slot were making a killing, because everything was just short passes or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Again, it's hard to say who's better. I mean, Patrick Mahomes again physically looks better as far as the part, but you can't take it away from Brady and what he accomplished. But this kid, if he continues on the path that he's on, he's already got 2 titles. I don't know. He's been to the AFC Championship game every season
5 times.
He started.
Yeah, 5. So this 4 straight years, and then this would be. I think it should be 5.
Right. So every year he started the season right. You know what I'm saying? They've been to the AFC title game. So I mean that's a ridiculous run right there. So I mean if he continues that and throws a few more rings on there, then that's a discussion or whatever, but not just get there, host it every year of his career.
Right.
Host the AFC Championship game. He's never gone on the road.
I was about to say, has he ever even played a
road
game? He's never played a playoff road game.
Never even played a playoff road game.
But that was similar to New England as well. They knew every year they had a division because the division was garbage. So the
first year they played New England played the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the last year they won the Super Bowl, it was at Kansas City that Brady had to go on the road to.
Okay.
I can't remember if they went into Indy. I always felt like Indy was always going to New England, but I can't remember.
There might have been 1 year. There might have been 1 year.
The fourth and three. 2007 when Peyton Manning and Indy won the Super Bowl, they hosted the title game in Indy.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah.
So
again, the Patriots they had a terrible division. It was a perfect storm. We talked about this before. You were saying they had a horrible division that they were easily able to dominate. You had one of the best defensive minds as the head coach. You had a quarterback that could read the defense. You know what I'm saying? So they did what they had to do. Again, the Colts, like we said, clipped them one time. The Steelers, you know what I'm saying, but besides that, there wasn't much getting in the way. I mean, what was it, 10 appearances to the freaking Super Bowl? That's insane, bro.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Mahomes and Kansas City are great. I don't think they're going to 10 Super Bowls.
No, that probably won't be replicated, I don't think. And then you got how long is Andy Reid going to keep going? You know what I mean? That's
right.
That's the question. It felt like, while Bill had been around for a long time, that second, he was in his 3rd year, I think, when Brady came in. And so you were able to go. Like Andy's already, they just said this is his 10th season, which is crazy to me, in Kansas City. So, like,
wow.
And then, I felt like he coached like 10 years plus in Philly,
so it was something like that. Yeah, 8, 10 years.
Yeah, so he's already been at it for a long time. So
but when you got that quarterback, you know what I'm saying, it may make it a little easier to stick around. You know what I'm saying? Because you always have a chance to win the game. You know what I'm saying? When you got him.
People also forget Alex Smith was a good quarterback too for him. He was not a bad quarterback.
Alex Smith had his best years in Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like under Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You think Mac Jones will take the Patriots to 10 Super Bowls?
Not even close. You'll be lucky to get to half of one, never mind 10.
Well, I guess I got to a quarter of one in his first year when they made the playoffs. Is that like right? I guess that's like
that's about right. And then they went to Buffalo. That was it.
You made it.
Dude, I was going to tell you guys on Thursday too, as far as this game to take the under.
Oh yeah,
I expected the defenses to, I expected the defenses to make adjustments, and
we've seen too though when you go over these overseas games, it's always sloppy. Right. Nobody's ever in rhythm. So it's not.
Yeah, it's hard to expect a lot of
50
scoring.
points. Yeah, 50. I think it was the
Yeah,
over.
it was something
insane
crazy like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, and it's not even it might not even get to 45 to be honest with you, because Kansas City didn't go over until Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, that was
wild. Miami's been there all week.
Right,
am I right, Johnny? They've been there all week.
Yeah, they got there Monday afternoon or Monday evening.
Yeah. If Kansas City wins this game, it's going to debunk the theory of teams that go over late never play well there and don't win games in overseas.
Well, I mean, they're not playing great either right now.
No, they're not.
I mean, they did march down the field and score that opening touchdown, but I mean, that was
big though. That was big though. That opening drive to get right down the field like that.
Yeah,
this is a big drive right here for Miami's defense, man. You got.
I thought
the Chiefs.
Miami, and again for Miami, you've been there all fucking week, and you still, you know what I'm saying, like that a couple false starts, and you know what I'm saying, a couple drops already.
And I thought early in the game, watching it, I thought Jalen Waddle was going to have a huge game today because it looked like they were trying to get him into the mix early and often, and he hasn't done much of anything since the first drive.
He got rolled over. Somebody like rolled up his leg or something like that. So
and then he's back. He's back out there now, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone through back injuries, rolled up on legs, sickness. Waddle's gone through everything this year. So
he's been injured a bit this year.
Is there? I know we kind of talked about it on Thursday, but is there another game today, like in the early slate? I know outside of the Cowboys-Eagles game that's at the 4 o'clock your time, 3 o'clock my time games, the later slate games. But is there any games that you guys are like, oh, let me turn on the TV for these noon games because I'm looking at them.
Seahawks at Ravens.
Ravens, right?
That's the one there. I mean, that's the only one with. I want to say that's the only one where it's over 500 teams against each other because you got Cards, Browns, Rams, Packers.
Yeah, they're the only two 500 teams playing against each other. Everybody else is either 500 or below 500 playing against each other. You do have the 4-3 Browns playing the 1-7 Cardinals, right? So like it's the only game this afternoon after this game where it's two 500 or above teams playing against each other.
Yeah, so I mean this is an opportunity for Seattle, to kind of make a statement. You're going across the country against one of the better AFC teams. Baltimore has been playing well the last several weeks. Lamar has looked fantastic, from the pocket.
Yeah,
like he of course he can scramble around and get those yards when he needs to get them, but he's been balling out from the pocket. So props to him for the way he's been playing this year. That defense is playing really well. They've gone through a bunch of running backs already, and they still are able to run the ball. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that one, the Seattle one. There's no holding on that play for real. Come on, man. Like they're not gonna call holding on Kansas City at all this year or this game.
It ain't happening.
There's a flag.
Mahomes can't lose 2 in a row according to the NFL.
It's a flag, but watch it be. Hey, you touched Mahomes on the foot.
Breathing on the quarterback.
Holding. Look, they called a holding on us. You let him stand there for 10 seconds, ref. Without calling a holding on one of their guys. Of course, somebody in the secondary is going to wind up doing something.
It's like Andy Reid standing on the sideline going, "Okay, throw the flag now. Go ahead, throw a flag."
Right. Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
The Ravens, though, they got to keep pace too because one of these two teams is going to fall to 6-3. Can you win? If the Ravens can win, you're still tied for that first place. With them. Oh yeah, Johnny, he just did put him right his hands right up on his face mask.
No, I mean that's fine. But did you see the one that they basically did the same thing to Tyreek Hill all up on his face mask and no flag at all?
Oh, there's Mahomes. Every time he just gets up and looks for a flag. Every time somebody touches him.
Of course, right? Like, yeah, God forbid you're not supposed to touch me.
So
I just had the flu. I can't. Don't touch me. I'm still not feeling good. Don't leave me alone. Don't touch me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need no calls like that. Unfortunately, that's something that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've had this discussion as far as refereeing and you know what I'm saying, and the calls that some teams get and some teams don't get.
The other game that I would say would be a little interesting is Tampa Bay Houston. It's an elimination game. Both teams are 3-4. If they get 5 losses this early in the season, not much of a shot of making the playoffs. Tampa Bay's in the weak division. To me, it seems like a breakout Mike Evans game. Huge Mike Evans game today. It just seems like that.
And they kept him too, right? They didn't trade him, so they still feel like,
right.
It seems like one of those 175 2-touchdown type of Mike Evans games that you get.
Even the 4:00 games, the second half of the games, there's only 2 games. There's 4 games all week. And the Cowboys-Eagles games is 2 teams over 500, and the Bills-Bengals games is 2 teams over 500. And this game that we're watching right now, that's it. That's it. That's all week. That's the whole week where those, and the Ravens and the Seahawks. There's no other matchup. Monday nights even the Chargers are 3-4, Jets are 4-3. So
you want to put money on an under like Johnny said with this game? Giants Raiders.
Yes.
It's going to be under. It's going to be way under.
That's going to be a 13-10 ball game there.
No Darren Waller in his return to Vegas.
He's on IR. Yep.
Devontae Adams has struggled the last 2 games. Are they going to feel the need to get him going in the game, which means they're going to just funnel him with target after target, which means the Giants will just double him all over the field? It just seems to me like it's a 17-13 type of game.
I'm trying to find where's the the over under here is 37.5.
Yeah, I'd go under. I can't. The Raiders haven't scored 20 points all year except one time.
A guy who didn't score but almost scored on Thursday was George Pickett. And it seems like there is now drama brewing in Pittsburgh land, even after a win. He is put on, I think he said he put it on his IG story, free me, and then has now deleted all Pittsburgh stuff off his thing. There's footage of like Deontay scoring the touchdown game winner, and he's just like walking off the field kind of in a piss poor mood. And we're like, people are bitching about Caleb Williams crying. At least he showed emotion and was, and his team lost. And then, George Pickens, his team fucking wins and he's pissed off. Like, give me the guy who's sad his team lost over the guy who's pissed off and just didn't get his numbers in the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And unfortunately, there was stuff like that when he was in college. There was talk about his attitude and shit like that in college. So I get, unfortunately, the wide receiver and the diva attitudes is unfortunately part of a lot of wide receivers. I'm not gonna say all because there's a lot of solid ones as well. But yeah, that's this generation's go-to, right? It's to just hit social media and unfollow the team you're playing for, and
wash away all your
photos. You send your messages is through social media and shit, but. That's a similar situation that we mentioned Mike Evans, but he wanted a contract before the season. They didn't give it to him, and there was a discussion that if they don't get it done by the first week, they weren't going to talk about it until after the season. So I'm surprised that they didn't trade him, to be quite honest. It's probably because that division is horrible and they feel like they have an opportunity to win it. But I don't know if Mike Evans is a Buccaneer next year.
First of all, I don't think he is. Second of all, George,
we're gonna get a holding call.
Have you met your offensive coordinator, George? Matt Canada.
Right.
He's awful. You think you're getting the ball when he calls a play? You ain't.
George, you could have had a touchdown, but you fucking didn't even try to fucking get 2 feet in either. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a catch.
That was completely on him too.
Yeah,
that was completely on him.
Yeah. So to me, Pittsburgh's always been one of these offenses that doesn't focus on the stud receiver. They focus on everybody on offense when Mike Tomlin's been, and they're doing it again.
The bullshit. They finally throw a holding call on Kansas City, but they got to do offsetting and call something on the Dolphins.
Of course, Andy Reid told
it's gonna be one of those days today, bro. For real.
You sound like Sam on Thursday night, just bitching.
I'm just saying, but it's true though. You know what I'm saying? Like just to play before this too. Tackle Donovan Smith literally threw home.
Sound like my kids yesterday when I was beating their ass at basketball, Johnny. Everybody got a goddamn excuse. You know what I'm saying?
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, they're not going to call any penalties on Kansas City.
They called 4. Oh,
Jesus.
penalties ain't got to do with shit that the Dolphins got a big ass fucking donut right now.
No, that's
that's
true.
a problem.
But at the same time,
That's a problem.
again, it's not like Kansas City needs. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to keep giving Mahomes first downs. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, Jesus.
How many referees are on the crew? Do we know top of our head? Is it like 6 or 7 per game?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to say it's like
So
6.
so this is what Johnny's saying. The Dolphins are playing against 18 guys on the field right now.
17. But
17. 6 referees and 11 Kansas City Chiefs players in uniform. And then
Carlos thinks he said the Dolphins will pick it up. Now they ain't. They frauds. They fraudulence.
Yes. Oh,
if
geez.
Miami goes to Germany,
You can't
Does
spell
everything-
dolphin without spelling fraud.
if Miami goes to Germany and loses like 24-7, then you can start talking about can they beat a good team.
Yeah, I
When they beat a good team, then
unfortunately,
they'll have to go away.
I was about to say, unfortunately, that narrative is going to be with them until they do
Yeah.
beat a good team.
Yeah.
But when they beat a
got-
Buffalo or a good team, it needs
Right.
to go away.
Oh yeah,
It
Carlos,
needs-
the Bills are frauds too, and they're banged up too. So I mean, like
Right.
Wait till they see what Cincinnati's going to have for them tonight. I think
I'm
Cincinnati's
looking
going to blow them
forward
out.
to that one there.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
That's going to be an interesting one tonight. I'm hoping for a good game tonight. I think that
Yeah.
Dallas Philly game is going to be good too. For some reason, a lot of people thinking that Philly's going to blow them out. I don't
No,
see
I don't
that.
think so.
I mean, I think I picked Philly to win the game. I don't know about a blowout, and that was more because they're at home. Dallas has played well the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens there. But that Buffalo Cincinnati game, that I'm anxious to see that one. That's gonna be a good one there, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think the Dallas Philly game, CD Lamb has been hot the last 2 weeks, and I think he stays hot tonight. And I think Dallas has said, screw the run, forget the run. We can't run the ball. We're just going to throw it.
Touchdown,
That's horrible.
wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get out of here, and we'll get out of here when this game goes to halftime. But Scott, who we betting on today?
So as soon as I saw Kansas City score the first touchdown, I bet Kansas City live in the game because I just Kansas City
Another hold on Miami.
And they
Kansas
still
City-
couldn't tackle him. They still couldn't.
Right.
more laser focused. So I did that. I did a 14 teaser today, and it's plus 13 points. And the
Nice.
Chiefs were one of those teams because I didn't. Even if the Chiefs lost today, they weren't not going to get blown out. So they were getting
Right.
one. And now 14. I put the Browns, the Saints, and the Bengals in that. So all the Browns got to do is win. The Saints, they're getting 4 points, and the Bengals are getting like 13 points. So I think that's going to be a pretty good teaser to get in. And I just did a lot of props today. I did not like any games. These backup quarterbacks do not give me any faith.
I bet a lot of unders.
Yeah, I
you know
did too.
what
I did the
True.
Washington New England under today. I did the Giants Vegas under, and I did the Chiefs Dolphins under because 51's too many points. And
That's
we're
insane,
seeing it out. It's going to be 14 at halftime or 20, depending on what Miami does here. But
Yeah.
it's just too many points. It's just too many points. So,
I hope
Those are
Olave
the-
does get the touchdown, Carlos, because I need him on my fantasy team. After
Yeah.
George Pickens jack
Yeah.
shit for me on Thursday. So
I have a team I'm playing against that's starting Jerick McKinnon and somebody else, and McKinnon just scored a touchdown. Latavius Murray's the other running back that's starting, and McKinnon just scored a touchdown. So I know I'm in trouble today because
who the hell's starting Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon as their running backs?
because of all the running back injuries and all the bye weeks.
Right,
It's
and the
just
bye
not-
weeks and shit.
But you go on the waiver wire and look at some of these leagues. It's like holy.
If you're in a
crap.
deep league, it's tough. I'm in a few of
It's
them, and it's just,
scary.
you're just like,
I'm
who the
for-
hell? Like, I'm not
Right.
like,
I'm
there's
14
nobody
team
out
league.
here.
Our 14-team league at 9 o'clock this morning. I looked for any running back I could find. Salvan Ahmed was even gone.
Right. I just happened to look at it last night, and I found the kid from Cleveland.
Oh, P.S. Strong.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The kid from Arizona, Ingram.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
the D Mercado, whatever, he's
He's
out
out.
and shit like that. So
He's
I just
out.
got lucky and found him
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
both of my starting running backs are on a bye.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
was
I've been killed by running back injuries. Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. Yeah, Gibbs, I had in the
In our
league.
LTS league, my first 3 picks, this is my first 3 picks, and I've been screwed ever since. Nick Chubb, number 1, well, he's out for the year. Then I took Garrett Wilson. Well, he's tied to Zach Wilson now, so he's pretty much done for the year. And then I had Aaron Jones, and, well, he's been fucking shit, you know.
Well, Matt LaFleur said they're going to free him today.
Yeah, we're going to free him today. Instead of 5 carries, we're going to give him 6 carries. He's freed.
Yeah.
I'll believe that shit when I fucking see it.
They could have gone back in the game 7 weeks later. You still haven't played more than 7 snaps.
Yes,
Come on.
Who the hell knows what we're doing?
I completely don't understand his thinking. And you know what I'm saying, I mean, you got a young quarterback. Your wide receivers aren't that well established. Like, you should have been leaning on your running game all year long.
Quarterback is not established. Running receivers aren't. I mean, we kind of backtracked his statements about Love. I saw a new statement where he said pretty much like they still believe in Jordan.
It's too late now.
Yeah,
you already said. You know what I'm saying? You already said that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you say now. You already said the first one, and like I'm seriously thinking about changing my pick now after he said that shit. You know what I'm saying? For real.
You believe?
Like, I can't believe that's the second time he's just said some dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
What's up with your general manager, bro?
You believe in Jordan Love after what he's done? Really? I mean, not for nothing, Nick, but he has not been a good quarterback this year.
No, he's not.
He hasn't played well.
I don't know who to blame though, Scott. Like that's the thing is like, is it Jordan Love? Is it Jordan Love? Is he the problem? I can't say yes or no. Is it the receivers? Because he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball. They don't get any sort of separation. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really know if it's his problem. The play calling looks awful because everything's short dumpage. Are they doing that because the receivers can't get, there's no deep plays down the field? Are they doing that because the receivers can't get open or the kid can't throw the ball? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, then you look at play calling. Then you got to look at the general manager because he's the fucking one that put this team together with no receivers as well. Like, he's playing with these bunch of no receiver on our staff has got more than 2 years experience. So it's a bunch of second-year guys and rookies.
Wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, is it all his fault? Absolutely not. But should he take part of the blame? Absolutely, because he's been inconsistent at times.
So I will say this. If they hadn't screwed around with Aaron Jones so much, I think they would have 1 or 2 more wins. I think he's been healthy for the last 3 weeks, and they haven't let him go. For whatever, because they think A.J. Dillon's going to do it. Come on, really? What's A.J. Dillon done in 3 years? He's been a little bit better, but still, that's your stud. Let him play. Let him play. If he gets hurt again, he gets hurt again. But let him play.
We talked about this before the season started. I said that we're going to find out a lot about LaFleur. You know what I'm saying? Not having Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be able to win 13 games like he had his first 3 seasons? Because he was getting so much love about being this genius coach and this great coach.
I don't think everybody thought he was a genius coach. They just thought he was doing well because Aaron,
he was, but he was getting a lot of praise.
Yeah.
It's easy when you got a Hall of Fame quarterback to to win those games or whatever. Now you ain't got that quarterback. What do you come up with? And like you mentioned, the play calling hasn't been exactly great, and Jordan Love's been inconsistent. But again, why you don't lean on that running game? I don't understand that, man. Aaron Jones is a good player, man.
The last thing I'll say is be careful, organizations, what you wish for, because look at the Packers. This is what you're getting. You didn't want Aaron Rodgers, a Hall of Fame quarterback. You traded him away.
One guy, Gucci, didn't want Aaron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody else wanted him. They didn't care. They wanted him to finish his career in Green Bay, but Gutekunst is like, you know what, Aaron? Bye. See you later. And now you're getting what you sow. So I hope he's fired at the end of the year. He deserves to be. He deserves to be. So.
Yeah. I don't think he will be. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Nick ain't got no faith.
We're in the dark days, boys. We're in the dark days of Packers land.
Yeah, you had Ted Thompson for 5 decades in the organization. Where's Ron Wolf when you need him? That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
I would almost be like the Raiders where we just clean house and we just fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, not saying I want to be like the Raiders organization. We're always searching for an answer every 2-3 years, but shit, man, just fire everybody and let's just start. I'd rather have a blank slate. Like, fire the GM, fire the coach, fire, Love. Or now you can't really fire him, but let him walk or whatever. And then just build this shit all over, like tear it all down. Because right now we're in the worst spot. We're in this like, whose fault is it that we suck fault? And that's the worst spot. The worst spot to be is mediocre in the NFL.
Yeah,
like you're not winning, and then you're not. Are we rebuilding? I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? So like we're just in a bad spot. Like I would rather be 3 and have like just be like, hey, we're dog shit this year, and we're gonna get high draft picks for the next couple of years, and I'll be, rebuild this thing. But we're not doing it.
As a Dolphin fan, bro, that's all we've known the last 20-something years is fucking mediocrity, bro. And it is the worst place to be in because you're not, you're not bad enough to get a high draft pick, but you're not good enough to do anything. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Did he just fumble?
Yeah, and he's running that back for a fucking touchdown.
Jesus. Wow.
What a fucking
The last thing
play.
I'll say about this is this.
That's the game, baby.
Serious,
Johnny, that's the game.
That's not the game.
I'm listening to Sirius Radio.
That's
I'm listening to Sirius Radio yesterday, and they said if the Packers get a top 7 pick, who do they draft? And one of the analysts said a quarterback. I said no, defense. I said, have you not seen the Packers draft for the last 2 decades? They're going to find the best defensive pass rusher and draft him.
Yep.
Do you really think that's what they'll do?
Yes.
Yes. Based on what their history is, when they've needed quarterbacks and wide receivers and skill players, they've still gone defense. They'll do it again.
Yep. I agree. Maybe an offensive line. Maybe they, we did draw. I think the last offensive player I remember us drafting is Brian Bulaga from Iowa, like the tackle, our first round pick. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's been the guy like, and some of those have been hit. AJ Hawk, Clay Matthews, BJ Raji was a pretty good, ball player for us for a long time. They just re-signed Rashawn Gary, who I think is going to be good. But yeah,
Tanner must be loving this.
Was that even a catch?
Yeah, it was. Was it?
No, I mean, as soon as he caught the ball, he got hit. I guess they said it was a catch.
Usually, you got to make one football move before you fumble.
And that's what I'm saying. Like he got the ball, immediately got hit and stripped. So
yeah, that might. I don't know if that'll be a catch.
They already kicked the extra point. So
man, it's too late. It's too late.
That's all good.
They reviewed it because it's a scoring play.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So,
but again, he didn't. What football move did he just make? Nothing. He got
if
hit
you
as soon as
just
he caught
touch
the
it
ball.
and you don't turn up the field and you get
well,
hit
because he's got it and he's rock back.
But the guy's hitting him backward, but he's already stripping it out.
No, right there, the ball comes out right there. Man, it's close.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's one of them. Hey, whatever you call it on the field, you call it on the field.
This is what I will say. Look for Tyreek to get a 50-yard touchdown though, because he's gonna want to make up for it. So watch for him to get.
Well,
a touchdown.
I mean, the sad shit. I mean, that's a horrible play that just happened there. But this last drive
the Dolphins get too cute, man. They just.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Like they came out with all this, what I'm saying, these crazy ass plays in those first few drives. Like, don't try to outthink yourself, man. And again, that's where our coach is still young and learning. Bro,
trying to be the smartest guy on the fucking field.
Right.
You know what
I was expecting them to come out
the
and just try to attack them. And you trying to get all cute with having Tua spinning around and shit. Like what the
when they're not running when they weren't running the cute plays, their offense is humming. But then that's
what I'm saying. Like this last drive, they went right down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate with the fumble or whatever, but they were driving right down the field to put a score on. See that looked like a knockout.
Well, here's the thing.
It is what it is.
Well, the thing of it is too, it got to read the deep. The guy was right on Tyreek too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, on a screenplay like that, it's either throw the ball away. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hold on to the ball, then you're gonna have offensive lineman down the field.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. Hasn't McDaniel heard enough of the narrative? You guys can't beat a good team until you beat a good team.
He even mentioned it again. He even mentioned it at his press conferce.
Well, he's going to mention it again.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Like I said, unless there's some dramatic comeback here, which they did it last year to to the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have to they get the ball to start off the second half. You know what I'm saying? So
I thought if they could have scored a touchdown or got something and it's like 14-7 or 14-3.
Right. And you get the ball after half, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting too, but that was a big turnover right there.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, does Andy Reid become conservative now and say we're up 3 touchdowns? We're just going to run a lot more than we're going to pass.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what he should do. That's what he should do.
That's what he should do. That's what he should do. He's got a really good running back. But you never know with Kansas City. They may throw the ball until they get up 35-7 or something and then say, all right, we're done. So,
I mean, they were outgained him by over 100 yards. So kudos to the Chiefs defense too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They came ready to play.
They went ready to play. So,
what kind of fucking Tua's got some bad throws. He's had some bad throws too. That one where he almost killed Jeff Wilson Jr., that throw right there, like. Well,
yeah, I mean, there's been a couple drops too, man. Like they just haven't played well at all. You know what I'm saying? The defense is starting to kind of come around a little bit, but that turnover was right before the half. That's rough, man.
You watch, mark my words. This is going to come down to the last possession game.
No, it ain't.
Somehow, some way.
I mean, this offense, I'm not going to count them out. You know what I'm saying?
The way the Dolphins' offense is playing,
again, but there's a whole other half, bro.
But the worst thing the NFL wants is to send 2 really good teams to Germany and it be a 42-10 type of game.
Well,
they don't want.
So in the second half, they'll be throwing a bunch of penalties against Kansas City.
Well, could be.
That's what this script calls for.
Because look at the game next week. They're sending Germany. Colts Patriots.
Oh my God,
that's an awful game. It's an awful game.
Who doesn't want to watch Colts Patriots?
It'll probably wind up being like a really exciting game, though. It'll probably wind up being a really exciting game and shit.
Minshew mania
out to the end and stuff.
Yeah,
it'll be. What I'm saying is
it'll be a close, low-scoring game.
Oh yeah, the NFL doesn't want to send the Colts. Doesn't want to send Chiefs Dolphins to Germany and be a blowout. They want to, because this is the first time they played in Germany in regular season game.
Yeah.
So they don't want this to be a blowout.
I hear you. The NFL can want whatever they want, but if the team don't come out ready to play,
if Mike McDaniel's trying to throw
get blown out,
bombs
all game. Like you're saying, like how many rushing attempts do we even have? Like 5?
Not even. I think most.
Like I don't even think it's 5, bro. Like, come on, man. So
it's 6 because Jalen Waddle's the leading rusher in the game right now for the Dolphins. 12 yards rushing.
Yeah. See, hopefully they come out in the second half with a better game plan or whatever. They're making them re-kick.
Yeah, on the punt, something happened.
I guess it hit the big monitor up in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Let's get our final thoughts here before we get out of here, so Johnny can go cry in alone. Like Caleb Williams.
No Caleb Williams today, man. For me, man. I'm saying it's all good. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. Like I said, there's a whole second half, but no, looking forward to to seeing what goes on throughout the league. That's the one good thing about when your team gets their game out of the way, you can just sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the league play. So it's gonna be interesting. I can watch Red Zone all day up until those 4:00 games. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You said we don't have a show tonight, so I'll be back late tonight after that Buffalo at Cincinnati game with my boy Rob and Alan. Shout out to Alan and Rob. Congratulations, Alan, on his Rangers winning the World Series. But yeah, I'll be back late tonight after that Buffalo Cincinnati game for the recap show.
And me, I'm just going to say one simple thing. It's nice to be back. I've missed it.
It's nice to have you.
Glad to have you back, Scott.
Thank you. It's great to be here. So I can't wait till tomorrow night.
Exactly, Bobby.
Something, bro.
Yeah, Bobby, I think so. I think they thought it started 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's an embarrassing start, man. Like I said, they get the ball in the second half. Let's see how they come out, man.
Shut out in the first half. My final thoughts are: I told you the Dolphins were frauds after they lost to the Eagles. And I still stand by that, and they're just proving me right. So there is no show tonight. I will be headed to see Metallica tonight at concert, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
But we will be back tomorrow with a new episode of LTS show at 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern on Monday night, as we'll talk a little bit more football. We'll talk a little college and hockey and some baseball hot stoves. So a full-fledged 2-hour show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. Hope everybody enjoys today's NFL games. A lot of shit we just talked about. Hopefully you win your fantasy matchups. Unless you're playing me, then I hope you lose for obviously reasons. But other than that, be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. You guys know what to do. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. See you then. Johnny, hit that outro, baby.
One life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet.